Howdy folks, I'm 15 austere artists, aesthetically painting amazing antelopes.
I'm Amber.
And here is a place where the deer and the antelopes reign. I don't know, but they are flying across the sky. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Daughter's Father That We Are Not a Family? I'm a 33-year-old female, and I'm a single mother to a 6-year-old girl. I've raised my daughter all on my own. She was born from a one-night stand with a now former friend, a 37-year-old male. We never got together, and he refused to be involved in my pregnancy or my daughter's first 4 years of life. I was stressed out emotionally because it's a big change, but I never asked for child support or forced him to be involved. I have enough income to send my daughter to a private school, and I'm perfectly fine on my own. The issue started when he reappeared from wherever he went and decided that he wanted visitation. He's not on my daughter's birth certificate. Father is listed as unknown. He wanted to have that amended. I said no, and that if he wants that, it's best that he gets to meet her in outings with myself or my daughter's godparents. He agreed, but he's been constantly pressuring me to get parental rights. Court already gave him a big fat no, unless he pays 4 years of child support, which with his income goes somewhere around $230,000 USD. He hasn't paid a cent. My daughter doesn't even call him dad or recognize him as dad. She calls him Mr. and keeps it very clean. I've never talked to him. I've never made up stories. When she asked about her father, I used to say that it was just the two of us. Even during the court-assigned CPS agent, they testified that my daughter had no affection or clear relationship with her biological father. Now, the main issue happened in a PTA meeting. He would say things like, "My family thinks," or "What is best for my family?" I didn't agree with him, and I voiced by saying that my daughter has a different need, and those are the priority. He was clearly angry. After the meeting, there was a moment for teachers and parents to mingle and just talk about how the kids are doing. One of the teachers approached me to apologize, saying that she didn't know that my husband and I didn't like the project that she was doing with the kids. I told her that I had no husband and my daughter loved the project and wants to be a part of it. The teacher then told me that my former friend was going around talking like he's my husband and he represents the family. I saw red. I walked up to him and very loudly told him that we needed to talk in private. In the parking lot, I told him that we are not a family, and that he either will respect that I am the only one that can make decisions on my daughter's education, or he won't be involved. He went on about being her biological father. Then I reminded him that he had not paid a cent for the pregnancy, my daughter's needs, or even the private school that my daughter is in. He hasn't tried to see my daughter since, which she doesn't mind at all. I asked her. I do feel a bit bad about what I said. Am I the jerk? I wanted to add this because the PMs are driving me up a wall. He has the money to pay child support. He chose not to pay. He was never prohibited from being involved. He had my phone number. I sent him a picture and invited him to birthdays and other big celebrations. He never came. PSA, we are not in the US. Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, OP is well within her right to want to make sole educational decisions for the daughter because she's the only one raising this daughter. Like, he may be the biological dad, but he's not financially supporting her. It doesn't sound like he's doing any actual parenting. He sees her on the occasional outing. And yet he wants to sweep in and make unilateral decisions and pass them off like they're joint decisions with OP, and like he speaks for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate his desire to be involved in his daughter's life, but he still owes a lot of child support. He hasn't really stepped up to fill in that parental role. He hasn't gone and taken the additional steps that he needs to actually be a parent in his daughter's life. And I think that it says a lot about his intentions and motivations here.
Right. I mean, the court has given a very clear path forward that if he wants more, involvement in her life, all he has to do is pay up the child support. It sounds like he makes really good money if that's the kind of child support payout they're expecting from him.
Yeah.
And so if he starts paying it now, he'll eventually pay it down. But it seems like he just wants to do all the kind of fun stuff or like the big decision stuff. He doesn't want to actually be there for the day-to-day parenting, which is what parents do.
Well, and I think that given his income, he may be used to just calling the shots,
Mm-hmm.
and he may feel like he deserves to be the person who's in charge and, making all the decisions. But that's not his world right now, right? He's not the one that's in charge. And if he wants to have some level of control, then he needs to go forward with the court order and pay the child support and then work on, getting reacclimated with the daughter or getting acclimated with the daughter.
Right. I mean, it feels like this is more of like I don't know the right word. I'm gonna say image, but that's not exactly it. Like, he kind of likes the idea of looking like a dad,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't want any of the responsibility of it because he's willing to dip at the first sign of OP, like, oh, we're not a family, and then he just nopes out of her life for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, he's not acting like a mature, responsible adult. He's not a stable parental figure.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Calling the Cops on My Neighbor and Ruining Her Kid's Christmas? I am a 25-year-old female and I have a 5-ish-year-old cat named Ellie. She was a young stray in poor condition when I found her, and I befriended her and I nursed her back to health. She is strictly an indoor cat, and I take every precaution to make sure that she never escapes the house for obvious reasons. We do go on walks with a harness and a leash though. I had a cat sitter watch her while I was out of town for Thanksgiving, and she wasn't as cautious as I am. Ellie got out while she was bringing in a package. I was very upset, but her caller has her contact information, and I posted to an online forum for my neighborhood about Ellie. I felt confident that someone would come forward with information soon. Well, 2 weeks ago, I got a message from a neighbor who claims that he saw my cat at another neighbor's, a 40-year-old female, house down the road. I went to visit the woman, and when I pulled in, I saw Ellie sitting in the window. I knocked on the door, and I told the woman that I think that she has my cat, and she said that she didn't know what I was talking about. I told her that the cat in the window was mine, and showed her a picture of Ellie. She was even still wearing the collar that I bought her. The woman insisted that she got the cat from a shelter a couple months ago, and that she was going to be giving it as a gift to her 12-year-old daughter, who she rarely sees. I told her that's not possible. Ellie is my cat and escaped 2 weeks ago. The woman told me that I shouldn't have been such an irresponsible owner and that I needed to leave or she would call the cops. I decided to make it easy on her and I called them myself, and when they arrived, she became hysterical and started trying to accuse me of stealing Ellie and saying that she had just gotten her back. But I had pictures in my phone and on social media going back years, and her vet records. Needless to say, the police found the situation in my favor, and she was told that she could either turn in the cat or be arrested, which sent her into hysterics again because she's apparently on parole. She threw Ellie at me and slammed the door. Since this, she has been frazzled and skittish, but she is getting better. We're going to have a quiet Christmas at home instead of traveling and getting a sitter. The police asked if I wanted to press charges, and I ended up deciding to. She was later arrested for theft of property and harassment, as she had gotten my phone number and began harassing me nonstop, saying that I was ruining her life and her baby's Christmas. I have since gotten calls from her sister claiming that I am heartless for ruining her niece's Christmas and putting her sister in jail. I explained to the family members why I couldn't be at Christmas celebration this year. Many said that I made too big of a deal out of it and took things too far for just a pet. Alright folks, what do you think? Just a pet?
No, I mean, that's ridiculous that people would act like a pet, which is a family member, is, oh, you should just forget about it. Like, no, pets are family. They're a lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
Now, pressing charges may have been a little far, were it not for the fact that it sounds like she's repeatedly harassing you. And honestly, like, I don't know how this situation, like, I can see bad ways of this situation playing out. So, like, I'm iffy on the pressing charges, but the fact that she's actively harassing OP makes me feel a little bit more like, okay, maybe this needs to happen, or maybe you need a restraining order or something to stay away from her, because it doesn't sound like a good situation.
No, it doesn't sound like a good situation. And on top of that, she actually literally threw the cat at OP.
Well, and that's horrible. Like,
And yeah, I mean, I think that kind of, there's a lot of layers here on why OP might want to press charges. I'm imagining that's one of them where she just tosses the cat at OP. Like, who does that? Who does that, right? And it sounds like this woman, she ruined her own life in that respect. I mean, she stole a cat. She tried to claim that this wasn't OP's. OP only lost his cat 2 weeks ago. And then she's like, well, you're an irresponsible pet owner. It's like, cats have minds of their own. They sometimes get out. You don't know their circumstances.
Right. Well, and sometimes, yeah, cats, like, they can run. They're fast runners.
And I think that it's one of those situations where OP isn't an irresponsible pet owner. They're looking after their cat. They're trying to do what's best for them. And this woman was trying to lie to the police, making false statements. I mean, you're going to get in trouble if you do that, right?
Right.
And the fact that she's already on parole and then making false statements to the police on top of that, I mean, you can only go so far at a certain point, right? I think OP has every right to press charges. If the cops are asking her if she wants to press charges, then that means that she has the ability. And who wants to be harassed by a person who might come back and try stealing your cat again?
Well, that's my big concern, is that she might try taking the cat again or something like that. Because it doesn't sound like this is a very good situation at all.
No.
And yeah, you can't just take stray cats, that, especially one with a very clear collar with a name and everything that. Like it's obvious if a cat has a collar. Like if they go to a shelter, the shelter is going to have them checked for a microchip or for contact information. So that's a pretty blatant lie right there, to be like, oh yeah, this cat who's still wearing her name tag, yeah, I totally got her from a shelter.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a jovial Bob sign joke almost out of them.
Reporter, did you enjoy the rock band, Mr. Werewolf? Werewolf, yes, the drummer was a bit tough, but everyone else was delicious.
I expected as much out of jovial Bob sign. Merry Christmas, folks. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's Sunday, special Sunday. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday and Christmas Eve.
Yes.
I hope it's as special for you as it is for me. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please have it a short poem.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Cats are great, but stealing's not cool.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
He's not in my daughter's birth certificate. He's clearly not in your daughter's birth certificate, because that would be strange unless you smushed him like a fly with the birth certificate.